morning and welcome to the Start Your Day Positive podcast, your feel-good way to start the day. Happy Friday. It's Sara.
Hey, I am Len. Yes, happy Friday. You know what Friday means if you're a regular listener of our podcast. One of the fun things we do is a game called Whistle While You Win. I whistle a tune. In this case, I'm whistling only songs that hit number one, that are all-time greats. And if you happen to identify that song, you could win a $50 gift card to one of your favorite restaurants. So it's a lot of fun, and stick around and keep listening because that's coming right up.
Okay, so do you have any chores today or things at work that you're really not looking forward to doing, but you know you have to get them done? I have the ultimate trick to help you get it done in a timely way where you will feel so good crossing it off your to-do list. I'm going to tell you that tip coming up in the episode today, too. But first, we got to start off the day with a positive thought. How about this? Be the person you would look up to.
Really good. Hey, there's so much going on, and we want to share with you. So let's look at 3 things your friends and family might be talking about today.
Well, Kraft Mac and Cheese is giving its classic blue box a restaurant-style twist. The company just rolled out 3 new flavors inspired by upscale mac and cheese dishes, including Romano, ready for this? Cacio e Pepe. That is a mouthful. In Monterey,
I think that's cheese and pepper, I think.
Right, they should just say cheese and pepper because that's really hard to pronounce. In Monterey Jack caramelized onion, Kraft says the new restaurant edition also comes with 30% more food, aiming to give people that dining out feel as much with a friendlier price. I think people will like this. I mean, good old mac and cheese getting a little upgrade.
Yeah, as long as they keep the original, which they are, why not upgrade and give people this choice? They already have real positive brand. I'll tell you what, we had the grandkids, 3 of them, the other day for lunch, and they're all 3 and under. And Jude was just shoveling that classic macaroni and cheese with a giant spoon. It was like a shovel. They just wanted more. She just kept piling it on their plate.
There's nothing like that. That and hot dogs and chicken fingers, right?
That's what they had.
Yep.
That's exactly what they had. That's it. Well, digital platforms are now a major source of news for Americans, especially younger adults. Where do you get your news is the question. About 53% of adults say that at least sometimes they get their news from social media, with Facebook leading the way. 38% say, yeah, I use Facebook to get news. YouTube's at 35%. Studies show that many people still turn on the TV or news websites, but the shift towards mobile and social platforms continues to grow as people look for just quick on-the-go updates without getting too heavy into the news.
And a new Gallup poll is showing a surprising shift when it comes to faith and young adults. For the first time in 25 years, more young men say religion is very important in their lives than young women. 42% of men ages 18 to 29 compared to 30% of women. The change is only happening among younger adults, though, as women over 30 still report higher levels of religious commitment than men.
Yeah, you kind of would see that in churches. In the old days, women would volunteer for most things, or a lot. But, you know, that's quite a number, that 42% of men between the ages of 18 to 29 said that religion is very important to them. That's quite a number.
Yeah, and the women was
30%.
30%.
No, and that's about where women have been. It's the guys who have just seen this spike for whatever reason. I wonder if it has to do with a lot of the athletes really being bold about sharing their faith and how that helps keep them balanced when they play a pro sport or a college sport. And they're very outspoken about that and very passionate about it now more than ever before. And I wonder if that's causing a bit of curiosity among the men, you know?
Yeah.
The guys who do that, the athletes that do that, it's got to make them feel good when they see a stat like that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Lord, for every day. Start your Friday. Positive with Len and Sara.
If you were to sit down and list your monthly expenses from highest to lowest, it would probably look like this. Top of the list, likely for most of you would be your house payment, right? That's obvious. That makes sense. Now, number 2 on the list, you might say car payment, but time out. I bet if you think about it, a lot of you would say it's the cost of health insurance. As a matter of fact, For many, many people, the cost of health insurance is just cost prohibitive, or it's such a big chunk of the monthly income that it really cuts into all the things you could and should be doing. There's a wonderful alternative, a Christian-based alternative, and it's not insurance, it's health care sharing. I'm talking about Liberty Health Share, our podcast partner. If you're in that situation where you need coverage and it's not provided through your work, or the cost makes it almost impossible for you, a great choice is sharing your healthcare needs with other people of faith, like-minded people just like you, and it's working for so many people. If you're curious how it works, let me take you behind the scenes. Tracy works in the call center at Liberty Health Share. Here's what she does.
So if they're already a member with us, they call in and they let us know the reason for their call, if it's about a medical bill that they need submitted, or if they need us to help call the doctor with them, we can call the providers, and we help with pretty much anything that they have.
So in a sense, Liberty really serves as your advocate. Your medical provider sends the bills directly to Liberty. They look them over, get the best possible rate, and then they take care of those bills. Or if you pay at the time the services are rendered, then you send the bill to Liberty. And you receive reimbursement according to the Liberty program you're enrolled in. Oh, and there's something else. Because it's a faith-based health-sharing community, you can receive the support of prayer.
That actually is like a special thing to me, just to be able to say, do you mind if I pray with you? That means a lot to them.
Hey, you can find out more at their website. It's libertyhealthshare.org.
So fast, it happened today, let's remember.
Well, today is April 17th, and we're taking you back in time.
Yes, we are. Hey, if you attend a Protestant church today, this is one of the biggest days in your church's history. The year was 1521. Martin Luther appeared before a meeting of Roman leaders in Germany to defend his ideas of church reform. The Pope condemned 41 of Luther's 95 theses, if you've ever heard of that. Luther was given the opportunity to recant. He did not. He was excommunicated, given the boot from the church, and that was the beginning of the Protestant Reformation. Now, there are 2.5 billion Christians in the world today, but you know what? About 1 billion of them are Protestant Christians, and it all started today.
And in 1964, the Ford Motor Company introduced the iconic Ford Mustang at the New York World's Fair, launching one of the most famous cars ever made. The Mustang is one of America's most iconic cars, but ranks just barely in the top 20 in sales of all time. The best-selling cars in U.S. history, from number 5 to number 1. Coming in at number 5, the Toyota Corolla. Number 4, the Honda Accord. Number 3, the Toyota Camry. Number 2, the Chevy Silverado. And number 1, the Ford F-Series pickup.
Wow, pickup trucks, 1 and 2. And then no American-made cars after that. It's Toyota, Honda, Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a pickup country, I guess.
Yeah.
We love our pickup trucks.
Of course, you might see me driving the Claiborne Ford Do Good Mobile. It's an F-150 pickup. Okay, birthday today, 1790, American printer and publisher and author and inventor and scientist and diplomat. He really did it all. Benjamin Franklin was born on this date in history. Bit of wisdom from old Ben Franklin. He was the one that said this. Have you heard early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise?
I have heard that. Is that one of those ones? Did he really say that?
I dug in. Ben Franklin
okay.
did. Yeah, I dug in. Here's something else that's interesting about Ben Franklin. Franklin invented things like he invented bifocals, the lightning rod, and the Franklin stove. But he made zero money on them intentionally. He did not seek a patent because he believed his inventions should benefit everyone.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, quick for you, buzz in, Sarah. What currency has Ben Franklin on?
Put it on me, $5.
$5.
$1.
Washington's 1, Lincoln's 5. It's all about The Benjamins.
Benjamins.
He's
50s.
on the 100,
No,
baby.
he's on the 100. There's no 50.
Yeah, there is. Grant's on there.
Oh, Grant's on there. Okay, see, I don't see many 50s. I don't see many hundreds either.
I'm thinking you charge a lot. I don't think you use cash very often.
You know what? I'm all credit. I very rarely have cash. Not by choice, but nobody has cash that much anymore. I wish it was more cash.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to have to edit this all out, right?
Oh, who's on the 20? Forget it. Andrew Jackson, and we'll just finish.
Gosh,
Alexander
you're
Hamilton.
Embarrassing me.
Alexander Hamilton's on the 10.
Okay. I haven't seen cash in a while.
You don't have to know that. It's fun to know, but you don't have to know that.
Oh, boy. How about this? I know this.
What?
Today is Jennifer Garner's birthday. She turns 53. You know, I know the important stuff.
Yeah.
I do love Jennifer Garner. I follow her on Instagram. She's so funny. She's so cute. Of course, she's a famous actress. But before acting took off, she studied chemical engineering and then switched to theater. But she's a smart cookie.
She kind of has a reputation of being, despite the Hollywood, of being more of a down-to-earth
Super down-to-earth.
person.
I think she's from West Virginia. She's always just cooking in her kitchen, hair up, no makeup, being silly. I love her.
Yeah, someday maybe she'll be on Currency. Only playing the number one hits here on the Start Your Day Positive podcast. It is Whistle While You Win. It's a fun game we play every single Friday, brought to you by our podcast partner, Wyatt Works Plumbing, Heating, Electric, and Cooling. Believe me, all of those companies are not the same. If you need any of those services, go with these second-generation plumbers. As soon as you call, you'll say, wow, they have it together. They'll do a great job for you, treat you very, very fairly. They're the experts. It's Wyatt Works, the whistling plumber. Yes, number one hits.
Number one hits. You could win a $50 gift card to your choice, to a restaurant of your choice. I know I would be picking Texas Roadhouse because I don't have one by me, but my daughter just moved. She's about 30 minutes or so away.
Yeah.
But as I was driving home, there's a Texas Roadhouse 2 minutes from her house.
Oh, boy. A TR.
So now
yes.
I finally know where one is around me.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I would pick TR, too. I would. I do.
I think last week our winner picked TR, Texas Roadhouse. But there's lots to choose from, so Len's going to whistle the tune. All you have to do, if you know it, you might as well try. Just take a guess. Go over to our website, startyourdaypositive.com, enter there, and put your guess in, and you might be the winner this week.
Okay, all number one songs between the years 1960 and 2026. Everybody knows and loves and can sing along or whistle along with this song.
Well, do you know that hit? Go ahead and go to startyourdaypositive.com, put your answer in, and you could be the winner this week.
I live in a house that is almost 100 years old. They're great houses, but we were dealing with a backup of the sewer drain, and it turned out to be a much bigger problem.
That's Scott, a happy Wyatt Works customer.
My wife said, I just had a feeling when I heard the radio ad that these were some folks we needed to call.
So they called us son of a plumber.
When Brian came back to me, he showed me the options and said, we'd be honored to do this work. And that really struck a chord with me and told me, these are the people we need to work with.
We are the old home specialist.
You cleaned out that cast iron line and lined it and essentially create a new pipe. The solution was really fantastic because it avoided having to take a backhoe and dig out the entire front of my yard, which would include tearing out a front porch.
Wallakadoodle.
You did wallakadoodle it. You fixed my issue, and we couldn't thank you more for the work that you and your team did.
Okay, I have to share this because I know somebody today has some tasks that they have to get done, and maybe you're dreading it just a little bit. Maybe it's a chore, something at work. I have the ultimate tip to help you get her done. I've been doing this for years and it works. In fact, I just had someone tell me the other day, Sara, I heard you tell you do this to get stuff done and I started doing it and it works so great. My secret, I set a timer. Okay, so let me just tell you, yesterday I had to do a big portion of work on the newsletter we do, and I only had a certain amount of time. So I said, Sarah, you're going to sit down. You're going to get all this done in an hour. I set my timer for an hour, and I got it done. I couldn't believe it. I think sometimes, I don't know, Len, if you do this, but we make things bigger than they really are, and then they seem too daunting to do. So when you set a timer, you'll be shocked at how much you can do in an hour or 30 minutes, however long you set the timer for.
You are totally onto something. I actually read this. Elon Musk said, if you give yourself a lot of time to do something, we tend to take up all of the time, even if it's not necessary.
Yeah, set a timer. I did it with the dishes. The kitchen needed some major cleanup and dishes taken out of the wash and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give myself 20 minutes here to do a deep clean of the kitchen. I set the timer for 20 minutes and boom, 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 boom. I don't know what it is. There's just something with starting a timer and you knowing, like, I need to get this done because I've got this much time. It works wonders. I'm telling you, try it today. If it works, let me know. If it doesn't, well, sorry.
I love that because sometimes the simplest things are the best solutions.
That's
right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Everything doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes we just make it hard in our head.
That's right. Just set a timer, get her done. Good job. Well, I know a lot of people have on their to-do spring cleaning list doing the windows, right? Cleaning the windows. Mm-hmm. It's on the list. There's no question about it. I will say that is a job you regret if you have stubborn old windows, cleaning this side, getting on the ladder, cleaning the other side. I mean, compare that to new windows from Universal Windows Direct, our podcast sponsor. Those babies, they're beautiful and they tilt in for easy cleaning and they're just fantastic and there's no air that leaks around the sides and your life is happier because of windows. It really is. I'm telling you.
No, it's true. I love opening the windows this time of year, and buy 2 windows, get 2 free. There's no limits. The more you upgrade, the more you save. 24 months with no payments and no interest right now as well. So that's 2 full years to enjoy the comfort before you have to pay a dime. And this month they're also doing $500 bonus off your home improvement project. So it's a wonderful time. They'll come out, do a free in-home estimate, tell you what it's all about. I've used them when I needed to replace some windows and they did an awesome job. So it's universalwindowsdirect.com for your free in-home estimate. And you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Yesterday was yesterday. Today's a brand new empty page. So hit reset and start your day. Positive with Len and Sarah.
Oh, your calming voices in the morning just get us on the road safely. It's wonderful.
I love the laughter. I love the love that's on there.
It makes your morning brighter. Len and Sarah make my morning amazing. They're fun to listen to.
Yesterday was yesterday. Today's a brand new empty page. So hit reset and start your day. Positive with Len and Sarah.
I've got a really fun piece of trivia that I think you'll love, and you probably don't know. We've all heard of one-hit wonders, right? Mm-hmm. And people kind of joke about them. Yeah, that particular person, they're a one-hit wonder. They only had one big hit. But one big hit, that's a big deal. If you can have one big hit in your life, right? Well, there you go. That's a really good example. That's the top one right there. I mean, if you have a one-hit wonder, that's fantastic. So, do you have any idea who William Edward Hickson is?
No.
William Edward Hickson was a British educator, writer, reformer, and he was a teacher. And he was passionate about improving schools, especially for working class children. He goes way, way back. He's famous for one saying. He said, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Oh, wow.
I mean, who hasn't heard that, right?
Everybody has heard that.
That was his motivational statement to the kids. They were working class kids, and so, they weren't getting the best education. And so to encourage them, he said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So I thought he's probably famous. He probably has a lot of great sayings. Mm-hmm. I looked him up, and the other ones really aren't as good. He said, all that other folks can do, why with patience may not you?
Oh, that's funny.
Right, that wouldn't stick, really. Would that stick with you?
Right.
And he said, let your courage well appear if only you persevere.
That's so funny.
And so it's just funny. It's like he was trying, and he never quite captured that. If at first you don't succeed, try again. He had a one-hit wonder there, but it's a saying that just about everybody is known forever and ever, right?
Well, I don't know. You prompted me to look this up, and who knows? I didn't do a deep dive here. But this says that it's one of those Mandela effect things where you remember something a certain way or something like that. The original quote has 3 tries.
3 tries?
That is what this says. If at first you don't succeed, try again. But everybody else has always repeated it. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
That's really interesting. 3 was just too many. If it doesn't work in 2,
3's too many. It just doesn't roll off the tongue the same.
Try again. But pretty cool. Almost nobody knows that name, but everybody knows his saying. It's a one-hit wonder. Maybe the ultimate standard for perseverance, William Edward Hickson.
Well, I hope you have a great day, great Friday, great weekend. We'll be back here on Monday to help you start your day off positive once again. And don't forget, startyourdaypositive.com if you want to enter to maybe get that gift card this weekend. And make sure you're on our newsletter to get the Monday Morning Boost email as well. All at startyourdaypositive.com.
You know what? I've got an interesting way to end today's episode of our podcast. And maybe after this story and this prayer, God will put something or someone in your path over the weekend. Who knows? So it's real simple. My wife, Judy, and I, we stopped by and decided to use our coupons and get something to eat at Arby's. And while I was there, I was sitting at the table and I saw a guy go up to the counter. And it was pretty obvious to me that he was down on his luck and probably homeless. And he stood at the counter in front of the girl working there, and he started to explain how his bank card was frozen and all of that sort of thing. And obviously he was just hoping to get something to eat. And she said, I've got to talk to my manager. And I thought, you know what? That's me. God put me here for this reason. And I said, hey, I got it. No problem. And so, whatever, I bought a meal. It didn't cost anything. You know what I mean? And you know what? He was definitely a person who was having a hard time. He was having a conversation with himself, and you could tell that, he hadn't showered in a long, long time. He was very grateful for the food. And then afterwards, we accidentally ordered an extra sandwich. So when I was leaving, I tossed him the sandwich. And I just said, God bless you. And I thought, you know what? It was meaningful for me to be there for 2 reasons. One, he needed a human touch. And so I made sure when we departed that, that I touched him, I grabbed his hand, just to make sure that he was able to come in contact with another person. But in addition to that, I think it was for me because it was a challenge for me. Was I going to continue with my meal, or was I going to interrupt what I was doing and respond? You never know. Sara always uses the phrase live alert, and that means you never know what opportunities to be a blessing are right in front of you. And so that is the prayer. That's the blessing today. Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to give and serve and to be a part of what you're doing. I just pray you'll give us those opportunities. And I also pray that you'll speak to our hearts and soften our hearts so we can be difference makers for those around us. A prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.